All right, I guess by way of introduction, Coach Anae is recently hired here. Very excited to be a part of the Wolfpack, and the future direction of the offense we're not going to really get into until after the bowl game. So right now my role, myself and Coach Garrett Tujay, is recruit, retain, and observe. So as demonstrated today, no, there's no on-the-field coaching and no role along that line. One of a resource and supportive role. So with that, be happy to take any questions anybody might have.
How would you describe your offensive philosophy?
Offensive philosophy.
Yeah.
Move the ball and score points as well as you possibly can with all you got.
I was going to say, in an age where everybody's throwing passes every other down, how important is balance in offense for you?
Well, I'm a lot like guys I've worked with. Balance only matters when it works. When it doesn't work, then balance becomes an issue. So balance, yes, let's balance it out to where we're doing things that actually move the dial and that works.
You say one of your things you're doing is observing right now. What have you observed about this Wolfpack team since you've gotten here?
Oh man, very competitive, and this group has been well recruited. That is obvious. Yes.
When you were looking at making this move, what were some of the things that stood out about this program?
Well, in my world, it goes fast. So the decisions had to be made real quick. I don't want to say rash, but quick. And I will say the strength and the stability was probably the two things that brought me here very quick.
Will the offensive players have to learn new terminology?
It's the same stuff, but yes, the terminology will be different. So there will be a ton of learning curve. But like I said, the best opportunity for the ball game is to keep what they're doing.
How much does the influence of Lavelle Edwards still permeate today?
Well, you're talking to one of his players, so of course I'm going to say huge. And yes, I've worked with guys throughout the country, and those things are alive and well in the game. And probably one of his chief guys on his staff was Norm Chow. And someone just mentioned to me coming off the deal, Coach Chow. So, dang, yeah, I'm one of those players in the locker room, those two outstanding coaches. And yes, tremendous guiding light, so to speak, of what I've done and what's going to happen here.
What influence did Norm Chow have on you?
How a practice plan is practiced and then utilized in the course of a game. And as a young coach, sat right next to him for a couple of years and observed that in real time. As a player, he would orchestrate the practice plan. So experienced both sides of that coin with Coach Edwards and with Coach Chow. And I wouldn't be here today if I wasn't a student of that process of how they did it.
You played with three great quarterbacks at BYU. You've coached a bunch of great quarterbacks. What do you kind of see in that position? What was the it factor that makes a good quarterback?
Well, I do think the experience that as a player, and then the flip side as a coach. First you want to recruit the best players you can at that spot, and then you want to open it up for competition and treat that spot like the other spots on the team with competition. You know, they say iron sharpens iron, and you go from Mark Wilson to Jim McMahon to Steve Young to Robbie Bosco, and there's just before that and behind that, they're all Americans that every one of those guys want to play. And it was like same thing at O-line, same thing at tight end, same thing at linebacker, same thing at nose guard. Iron sharpens iron. So the better quality of player you get in a position group, I do believe the better the outcome will be.
You had to do it last year. How long does it take to install an offense with a new group, and how much patience is required?
Great question. A lot of that has to do with how motivated your group is, and I'm looking forward to the motivation level. It appears that here, our players are very capable and very motivated. So how long? I really couldn't tell you. Other than really motivated group, it's faster.
I apologize if I'm off, but you know things are happening really fast this month. You have family in this area too,
I do.
and how much of a pull was that?
Oh, that was a way added bonus. I got 3 granddaughters and the 4th one on the way here in Raleigh, Fuquay Varina. And my son's the offensive line coach at Campbell, so tried to talk him out of the profession. He would not have it. My dad was head high school coach in Hawaii. That's the home I was raised in. And he was raised in a college coach, and all we did was bounce around the country. And now he's doing that with his little family. But yes, family. Best part of who I am is grandpa.
Did your dad try to talk you out of it?
He certainly did. And yeah, there's, especially in the hometown, if you're the head coach in a hometown for years, yeah, they're real high expectations. And I was the only one, me and my younger sister, she's an AD. The rest of them did not touch the athletic world because that was, yeah, you'd better be up for the drill if that's what you choose. And that was very clear in the home growing up.
Can you speak to the relationship? Obviously, you guys go way back, Coach 2J, just that relationship and being back here together.
Coach 2J, I was part of the group that helped recruit him as a junior college transfer, was an All-American, and he played on some outstanding teams, and outstanding junior college head coach for years. And when the chance came to hire him, this was probably 10, 11 years ago, I jumped at the opportunity, and he's been doing an excellent job ever since.
How much did it help that you had previous relationships with Ruffin McNeil, Coach Mitchell, Tony Gibson? I mean, there's history.
Yes, there is, and you know, trust. Trust is something that you develop. It's consistency over time. And there's been, yes, a lot of time put in with relationships with people. And so even though I never worked with Coach Dorn, I've always admired how the program was run from the opposing sideline. And when given an opportunity, I did not hesitate because the trust factor with guys here, very high. So, no, I feel blessed. I feel lucky to be here. How about a question from this side?
He asked them all already.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
A lot of people's minds are on Starkville, Mississippi today. What do you have any stories that you'd like to share?
No, just that our relationship with Mike goes beyond the coaching world. When dang, those guys were at Iowa Wesleyan. I was at a junior college named Rick's in Idaho. And started funneling players there, and then they went to Valdosta State and funneled players there, and they won a national championship. Went to Kentucky, funneled players there, Oklahoma, and so when it came time to hire a guy, he went, "Oh, hey, here's a guy that I know pretty well over the years," and those were great years in Lubbock, and a huge amount of condolence to the family. And all of our former players and coaches that have a bond with him, our lives were better because of that.
Is that good?